Hello and welcome to In-House Insights, the in-house podcast for in-house leaders by in-house leaders. And Chris is joining me today on what is a very cold, grey day in Melbourne. How are you, Chris?
I'm great. It's not cold and grey where I am. It's blue skies, although it's a little bit cooler than I would like. But yeah, we've got blue skies on the New
Yeah.
South Wales mid-north coast.
Today marks the day that you were banned from talking about the weather
Sorry.
until sorry. It gives me a good excuse to wear my old course St Andrews jumper because I woke up to news this morning that I had tickets to the Open in Scotland next year, and it's like so unlikely to get tickets, but now I have the logistical nightmare of
Now you
like
got to figure it out. You've got to
100,000
go.
people. Well, yeah, but like 100,000 people are going to be like descending on St Andrews, which is like a teeny weeny town. So the logistics, but I love a little bit of travel logistics. That's my jam. So, yeah, that's my exciting moves and news.
That's pretty exciting. So did you go into a lottery for that and just got lucky and got picked out? That's
lucky.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of planning, but we'll see. I love Scotland, like it's in my blood, and we're thinking maybe Ireland as well, which I love. So we'll see. We'll see.
That sounds pretty
Space.
amazing. It's one of my favorite Top Gear episodes. I haven't seen it in a long time, but they go driving through the Highlands of Scotland, and it's just magnificent. There's some crazy roads there and really beautiful. So it's something I've always had on the bucket list one day.
When I was living in the UK for all those years, we went and did Scotland, and we were driving through the Highlands, and it was the moment I felt closest to home, which was weird because it's like one of the furthest places from New Zealand, but it really looks like New Zealand. It's a vibe. The people, we're all similar sense of humor. We like to drink and have fun times and eat terrible food. So yeah, like felt very close to home when I was there.
Well, I've got to get back there at some point. I don't necessarily feel like it's my roots, but it actually is because the clan Maxwell that's the name, right? It's a Scottish clan originally. So I've got a Maxwell tartan tie somewhere that my dad gave me when I was a kid. So I've got to get back there at some point and meet the old clan.
Oh, well, July next year. Come kick off with us. So let's talk about something relevant to our listeners. We've got like exciting moves and news this month because we are launching the first raft of speakers for our summit, which Chris knows is my like favorite time of the year. It is the iHack Summit this year. The theme is advantage because we really want to talk about. It's not just about efficiency or cost savings. It's about the advantage that you get from having an in-house team. So that is, it's going, like speakers are going out now. We've got like, it's an incredible agenda. And it's so nice, I think, for me. One of my favorite bits is I go to so many industry events and they're great. I love meeting people. I love hearing from speakers. But to go to a day that is like so totally relevant and targeted at you is just such an exciting day. And so, yeah, it's an exciting time.
It is. I'm so excited about it too. This will be our 4th annual In-House Agency Council Summit. And from where we started, this little tiny group of people, I don't know, we had 60 or 70 people up at the Hunter Valley the first time. And last year, I think it was well over 200, and we'll get well over 250, 300 this year down in Melbourne. We're very excited. It's a great day. And particularly for those in-house teams and leaders who, you spend a lot of your time in-house inside the business. That's part of the nature of the role, right? Is you're inside the business, you're looking within your own 4 walls at your own brands and your own business challenges. And so getting out, getting amongst your people, the community, learning what others are doing, taking away some best practices, it's a great day. So certainly get along. There'll be limited seats. I think will probably sell out. It's actually free for iHack members, but if you want to get along, I'm sure there'll be a link somewhere to click on and register your interest.
Our trusting marketing wizard, Jen, will probably post a link with some of these clips on LinkedIn, I imagine. The thing for me is that when we're putting together the agenda, it's always so jam-packed. Like it's always what, how do we prioritize? Because, one of the sessions, I love that it just comes so organically. Like we were watching, I think on this podcast, we were talking to Alex from Deputy, and he was telling us about some of the cool stuff he was doing as a leader for himself to save time with AI. And then we got the data out of the AI report, and it said, leaders are putting the oxygen mask on their team first and not helping themselves. And it was like, oh, cool. Well, let's do a session on like practical ways for leaders to use AI to help save them time. And that was really cool. And then we had a conversation in a couple of specialist groups about measurement and like measurement's such a broad term. Like how do you what do you measure and what's important? And if I've got to pick a couple of things to measure, how do I do it? And so we're having a panel on that, which is going to be really exciting. We've got Rob Britton, who's like a really, I mean, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to measurement. He's one of the top tier. And and Nikki Barton from Mutinex, and Phil Spurden, who is one of our
Hang on, Phil, you got to give him his real title.
Oh.
Reigning in-house agency leader of the year, Phil Spurden from Optus. That's his official title. Sir Phil Spurden.
I thought you were going to say Phil Spudrin, because every time he logs into a Teams meeting, it's Spudrin. And they're going to be doing a panel with Mike from Lucian, just chatting about like measurement and like what's important. And then your favorite topic, Chris, again, AI. Sportsbet are going to come along and show us some stuff that I think like may actually blow minds.
Yeah. I mean, we've definitely woven lots of AI into the agenda because that's what people want to hear about. But then there's lots of stuff that isn't about AI too, right? It's not all about AI. It's about, creativity. And, I'm really excited. We've got Lara from Lara Tom from former CMO of the year at Guzman and Gomez coming to talk about her team and how she's built this incredible in-house team there. And, anytime you get one of those leading CMOs up on stage, it'll be super inspiring and engaging, and also bring that business perspective. If the role or the title of the conference is about advantage, no one's better placed to talk about the advantage of that in-housing model than the CMO, who really gets the benefits of it. So I'm super excited about that one. And then, we've got the team from Treasury, we talked about Phil reigning in-house agency leader of the year. We've got reigning in-house agency of the year, Treasury Wines. Elsa and Tom and Phil, the creative leads and agency lead for Treasury, who have done some incredible things to take that team from, a little design-focused studio up to this incredible growth partner and agency of record for the whole business globally. So there'll be some incredible stories.
We're so lucky to have pinned down Tom Opie, because he is fresh off his tour to America, where he's now a superhero presenting to all the Americans. So we're lucky to have pinned him down now that he's a glamorous international speaker.
Such high demand.
I think it's really cool. And as well as really great speakers, and there's just going to be more and more things coming out about what we're talking about like on the agenda. But we've really taken on the feedback from last year that people really want to catch up, network, talk, bond, trauma bond or a happy bond, whichever one takes your fancy. But so there's lots of time in the day just to really see people that get it, that know what you're doing, and talk about things and share capability building ideas and workshop problems, and connect with people who you can sort of keep in touch with throughout the year. So it's really a great day. And we're really lucky that CRA are our sponsor, because they have not only are they bringing some incredible insights and knowledge about like audio and creativity, they're bringing a DJ. So we're going to have like a pump and drinks at the end.
That was fun last year. Bit of vibe, bit of fun, a couple of drinks, and let your hair down after a big day of learning. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and you'll meet your tribe, which is part of it. So get along to that. It's going to be great.
And speaking of a big move in the news, is something very close to your heart, and we haven't talked about it yet because they were launching, but now we can super talk about it because 7-Eleven has launched its in-house agency to tackle right up to the corner shop. And you were obviously
very exciting,
close to your heart, that one.
Yeah, I mean, we had a hand in helping 7-Eleven go on that journey, from a brief from Adam Jacker a couple of years ago now to seeing it launched and up and running and doing incredible work. And we've got Hugh Miller and Tom Walters and the whole team of people in there kind of running that corner shop team. And that's a whole new way of operating for that business, going from really reliant on external agencies to do almost everything to having really strong internal capabilities to be able to develop, tier 1, tier 2 level campaigns and film and content and all the bits and bobs that go around with that. And, it's a really exciting opportunity to go into a business like that and actually build a team from the ground up. You can hand select your people
Mm.
and design the tech and the tools and the processes and the ways of working. It doesn't happen that often because a lot of them these days, they've been around for a few years and you're helping to optimize and evolve. But when you get to go in from the ground up and build something, it's pretty exciting. So I'd be keeping an eye on those 7-Eleven guys in the agency of the year
Hmm.
standings in the next couple of years. They've built an incredible team and really talented people in there, and they've got the trust and the leeway from the business to go out and do some exciting things. So one to watch.
And it's honestly, I've gone out for drinks with them on their opening when they opened the thing, and it just like the vibes there is like such a cohesive team. Everybody's like loving it, so it's really nice to see a culture
Culture.
growing, like we know how important it is, but seeing it in real. And like 7-Eleven as a brand has such cool aspirations here in Australia. Anybody who's gone in for a pie and seen some gyozas now knows that this thing is on a journey and it is going to be incredible. If you've been to
Yeah,
Japan, 7-Eleven knows what they're doing. So it's exciting to see them go on this journey, and it's exciting to see the in-house team be a growth lever for that. Like it's such a fun thing to watch. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled on that one.
absolutely, absolutely, and I think they've already started to do some fantastic work around
Mm.
their sort of coffee and some other great work that you'll start to see. So keep your eye on those guys. Well done.
I'm such a fan of their coffee. I know that, and like I love that, and they've got like the iced coffees that you can get with like oat milk. It's incredible. Recommend. Um, so let's talk about LinkedIn, because our beautiful faces will probably get clipped up and put on LinkedIn from this at some point, and you know that we're not AI, because who would AI these wrinkles? But there is there's an article out at the moment that 4 and 5 LinkedIn posts are now most likely AI generated. The thing is, humans aren't obsolete yet. How some publishers are outperforming against AI, and it's really interesting. I think it was a cool article about like where AI has come from and how it's changed, but how the role of human is still really crucial,
Mm,
So,
mm.
because there was 2 articles, one was about the AI generated, and then an article about how humans aren't obsolete. So I was like, those two are sort of competing ideas, but let's talk about them together.
I don't know. I don't know which article you read that said humans are obsolete, but gosh, I'd
No,
throw that one in the
humans
bin.
aren't obsolete.
Aren't obsolete. Okay.
My accent got you there.
The LinkedIn thing is really interesting, right? Because I had this observation probably a year ago now. And I'm relatively active on LinkedIn, not as much as many people, but I'm on there probably once a day or so, and I'm kind of reading stuff, and I'm connected to lots of thought leaders, and I like to digest what people are talking about. It keeps me up to speed on things, and I noticed a little while ago the average length of posts on LinkedIn had gone from, and this is not empirical data, but maybe 5 lines to 30 lines.
Mm,
Like people are writing stories, big long essays and paragraphs of content on LinkedIn, which I'm now TLDR scrolling
mm,
past and not really digesting. And I kind of went, what is that? Why? And then obviously it clicks. They're just putting the brief into Claude or GPT and getting this really long, drawn out paragraphs and paragraphs of content, and not doing the job of vetting and
mm,
editing and getting it down to this little pithy, digestible piece of content that you want to digest when you're scrolling past. They're just cutting and pasting it in there. And I kind of went, oh, that it doesn't really do what it's supposed to
yeah.
do. It's not, no one's reading it and digesting it. You know who is reading it and digesting it? Other agents.
Mm.
It's AI talking to AI on there, and kind of then you get into your little echo chambers, and I don't know where it's all going, but I think LinkedIn put a button up recently, I think, that said something like, this looks like AI, so that they can do away
Yeah.
with that. They've obviously flagged and realized this is an awful lot of the content on here is not from a human, and it's not adding that much value. It's just clutter and slop in front of people's eyes, and it's going to get people to tune out. And that's kind of
Yeah.
what's happening. And I think they're trying to combat that a little bit themselves. So it's a
Yeah.
it's a good lesson. It's a bit of a bellwether in the media landscape, right? There's no gates in LinkedIn to how much content you can post or what you can post. And so people are just going AI slop crazy, and look what happens. I think
Mm.
people start to disengage. So it's a good lesson for brands in there to go, oof, be careful about how you're using it.
Well, it comes back to a topic we've been talking about quite a bit recently is like actually the taste and knowing what not to put out, like how to edit yourself and edit the AI and edit like that is going to be so important. But it's so funny that people like haven't clocked it. It's like the whole point of LinkedIn, and this is what the chief product officer from LinkedIn said, is that people come to LinkedIn to connect with real people and share their real perspectives, ideas, and expertise. And I'm not saying that because you
Mm,
put your real expertise and ideas into ChatGPT or the AI and they spit out something sort of written for you. I'm not saying
mm,
that's not your own experience, but it does lose your voice a bit. And it also is just like, so I think there is a middle ground. If you want a bit of help with your writing, that's fine. But the ideas and the perspectives have got to be your own, because I could go into chat now and say, write me 4 articles that would be useful to in-house agency leaders, and I'm churn them out. But so what if I don't agree with them? Like if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything, or whatever the
mm,
old phrase is. And I'm just like, have an opinion, own that opinion. Sure, use it to like AI to craft it for you if you want some help
mm.
using different different words. But yeah, I think it's an interesting one for me where I'm like, I like to engage with real people. The realer, the better. And yeah, I think that might be getting lost out there. And edit yourself.
It's probably a little bit back to the summit, which is like, that's your get out, get in front of people, have a real human experience. It's pretty easy to get buried in sitting in front of your screen all day. And I've had days where I've been sitting here chatting with Claude and Claude Code and doing bits and pieces, and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't talked to a person all day. But I feel like I kind of have, because I've been interacting with something and it's talking to me, it's telling me how great I am all the time, which makes me feel awesome. But is it real? Probably not.
Is
So
that
maybe there's a bit of
why you ring me once a day and just say, Abby, talk to me, and I just slag you off and make you feel better?
Mhm, mhm.
Speaking,
I
that's a
need
really
that
good.
balance.
It's a good little nudge for me, is because I was about the same. I was like, it's really easy, particularly through winter, just to get like head down, bum up on the summit and all that sort of stuff. And I was like about a month ago, we had got a new team member starting, and I was like, oh, we should get out. And I was like, so I'm bringing back loads of human interaction in real life. We're having we normally have midwinter socials. This year it's spring into spring socials, or like getting out of like winter's going, thank goodness, socials. So we're gonna be like in Sydney and Melbourne, get out on the river and have and on the harbour and have real chats in person. And then we're doing some like ops leader lunches and leader lunches, and it's just really nice to bring back human interaction. I think like it's always hard through winter, but I can't recommend it enough to like get out of the house and go see some people, put on some real clothes, not just leggings, and meet some people.
Yep, I'll have to remember that next time I go to put on my leggings.
Well, Chris, just once or twice a week, not every day.
Mhm.
So the only other bits from me is there's some cool roles coming up. Like there is a lead of creative and production and brand at Destination New South Wales, which is a cool one. There's a creative production manager at Baird Footwear, which like I'll Bared, bad, because my accent probably be like Baird. And there's a cool one over at Tabcorp is head of media investment operations and insight, which I think is like a pretty quite a lot under that banner, but like it's nice to see some more like media insights, sort of operationsy roles coming up. Um, and then creative and content manager for Perth Bears,
The
which
Perth Bears,
yeah, as sporty
NRL.
people, we
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool one, because then also I don't know if it's the internet, but as soon as I clicked on that job, like about a day later, I got tagged in like some joke post that the Perth Bears have come out with a new jumper, and it's like a man with a furry chest and a beer gut, and that's their new jumpers. And I was like, I'm assuming this is a joke, but you never know. Maybe
That's a
they
different kind of bear.
yeah. So yeah, there's
I
some good
remember the
jobs
North
out there.
Sydney Bears back in the old days. Greg Florimo from the North Sydney Bears. Gosh, it'd be nice to see them back in the comp.
Yeah, I mean, you're losing me here. I'm pure All Blacks.
That's right.
All right, well, I think that's all from us. It's a busy old time in house land, but it always is, because there's always work to be done.
As a reminder to everyone, get along to the summit. That'll be the biggest event that we
Mm-hmm.
do this year, and it's going to be super fun. And You'll learn heaps from all your peers around there in the industry, and maybe there'll be a special guest who'll be dialing in from somewhere fun. So yeah, let's see you next week.
If you're
Thanks,
not
everyone.
on the list, slide into my DMs for that summit. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.